Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, here on our YouTube show. I'm your host, Zack Jackson. So let's get right to the YouTube show I have for you guys today. First up, we're going to be going over two segments. But before we get to our two segments, we're going to be changing some things up. Ladies and gentlemen, our quote of the day. We're going to be doing quotes of the day, but instead of quotes of the day, this is our quotes. This is our one quote for the week. Tommy Lasordo. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. That was from Tommy Lasordo. Thanks again. That is a great quote. Guys should take that to heart and understand the meaning behind it. But other than that, we move on for our quote of the week. And now we are going into our two segments we have on the Fire Sports Pod. First up, we're going to be going all through NFL free agency that happened today and over the weekend of some big signings, some big moves, who let go who got who. Our second segment, we're going to be going over the AP Top 25 men's college basketball rankings, who moved where, who I think should be where, and where was the shakeup. So let's get right into it. So first up, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be presenting and sharing our screen to when we go and we are going to NFL free agency. So first up, in NFL free agency, in just the grand scheme of things, you have the Buffalo Bills at first. AFC East. We'll go with Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins. So let's get right into it. So let me put my full screen here. So this is what happened in just the grand scheme of things. Mitchell Trubisky, quarterback, signed a 2-year deal worth $5.25 million. That is worth up to $8.45 million and includes $2.7 million guaranteed. Mike Garafolo and Tom Pelissero reported on it. Now, offensive tackle Dion Dawkins agreed to a 3-year, $60.5 million extension. Dawkins was entering the final year of his contract, Mike Garafolo reported on. Offensive guard David Edwards agreed to a 2-year extension. Edge rusher AJ Epensa resigning on a 2-year deal worth up to $20 million. Cornerback Cam Lewis re-signing on a 2-year deal. Safety Taylor Rapp re-signed on a 3-year contract. Now we move on to the Miami Dolphins side of things. They go tight end Jonathan Smith signed a 2-year, $10 million deal, according to Ian Rappaport. Linebacker Jordan Brooks signing a 3-year, $30 million contract, Ian Rappaport. Linebacker Anthony Walker agreed to a 1-year deal. Cameron Wolfe reported on that. Cornerback Nick Needham re-signed a free agent deal, Mike Garafolo. So that is what happens with Buffalo and Miami. They've got some good moves. Miami did let go of their pass rusher, defensive tackle Wilkins. So we'll see where he goes. Buffalo did let go safeties, cornerbacks. Gabe Davis went to Jacksonville. There's a bunch of guys that left Buffalo and Miami. So we'll see what happens in the near future with these two teams. Now we move on to the Patriots. Now they got a lot of question marks, and they did a lot of moves. Running back Antonio Gibson signing a 3-year deal worth $11.25 million. That includes $5.3 million fully guaranteed, Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero reported. Wide receiver Kendrick Bourne re-signed on a 3-year deal worth the $19.5 million deal with a max value of $33 million. Tom Pelissero and Cameron Wolfe also reported. Tight end Hunter Henry signed a 3-year, $27 million deal. That has a max value of $30 million. Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport reported. Offensive tackle Chukwuan Okafor signed a free agent deal. Offensive tackle Mike Oweno re-signed on a 3-year, $57 million deal that includes $38 million guaranteed and $22.5 million and a signing bonus. Ian Rappaport, safety Kyle Duggar received on a transition tag will pay him $13.8 million for the 2024 season. Now, and they did also let go of Mac Jones. Mac Jones has gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars to back up Trevor Lawrence. Now, if you look at this, New York Jets cornerback Isaiah Oliver signed a 1-year deal. Kicker Greg Zuerlein re-signing in a 2-year deal worth of $8.4 million deal. Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. Now we move on to the AFC North, and we're going into the Bengals and the Ravens. And what are they up to? Now, with the Ravens, wide receiver Nelson Aguilar signed a 1-year extension. Defensive line Justin Metabuke re-signed a 4-year, $98 million contract that includes $78.5 million guaranteed. Metabuke initially received the non-exclusive franchise tag, but they did restructure the contract. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins received the non-exclusive franchise tag. Will pay him around $21.8 million for 2024 season, but it doesn't look like anything's going to be happening because he is moving on and he is seeking a trade. So before we go into this, I'm just going to double check on something, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me here. Bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give me a couple minutes. For some odd reason, sometimes there's the wrong stuff. Yeah. I'm going to be moving down. So if you guys want to discard that, you can. Now 11 hours ago, we got a bunch of stuff here. We got a bunch of stuff here. Because everything is loading here. But first up, let's go to Houston. Texans are rumored to be interested in trading for the Eagles' Pro Bowl pass rusher Hassan Reddick. That's a big move right there. Hassan Reddick to the Texans, they would like that. Big time. They would love that. Big time. Hassan Reddick to the Pro Bowl pass rusher Hassan Reddick to the perhaps Cooley could make one and elect to trade the other, or Howie Roseman is going on a full-blown shakeup after the historic collapse. We'll see. Now, the Eagles are having trade calls on defensive end Josh Sweat. Sources tell ESPN Rap Sheet. Sweat has 35 career sacks and still is only 26 years old. Philly is starting over with a new defensive staff, and Sweat could be on the move. 11 receiving trade calls on Josh Sweat. In a stunning twist, it looks like the big changes could be coming in the Eagles. Now, if we move up, the contract reportedly will pay Baker Mayfield $30 million in 2024, $30 million in 2025, and $20 million guaranteed and $40 million in 2026, and includes an additional $5 million per year incentives. So Baker Mayfield is staying with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Russell Wilson, quarterback, is planning on signing with the Steelers and has, sources speaking with an Associated Press on condition and because of the contract hasn't been finalized, said Wilson will receive the veteran minimum of $1.21 million while the Broncos pay the remainder of his $39 million salary. So that's big for the Steelers. I think that's going to do wonders for them in their division. They need somebody. Now, breaking news, sources told the Bleacher Report 49er star D-line Eric Armstead has decided to become a free agent and will be released. Armstead comes off a 6-tackle, 1-sack performance in the Super Bowl and ranks 4th in the playoff sacks among all active players. His 8 playoff sacks ranked 2nd. That's a big loss on that defensive line. Lions are re-signing guard Graham Glasnell. The Lions are reportedly re-signing guard Graham Glasnell to a 3-year, $20 million deal, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Vikings and Kirk Cousins remain in communication, but appears the 4-time Pro Bowl will test the free agent market, which opens on noon on Monday, and he has now made his decision to go to Atlanta. Colts are re-signing linebacker Zaire Franklin to a 3-year, $31.26 million contract extension. The deal was confirmed by his agents Drew Reserhaus and Kyle Lincoln. The Jaguars have agreed to terms with center Mitch Morse on a 2-year, $10.5 million deal with $7 million guaranteed. So he's leaving the Bills to go to the Jaguars. Now we move on. Saquon Barkley's free agents market is starting to come into focus. He has gone to the Eagles. Dan Duggan cites a potential blockbuster trade by Big Blue. GM also has a close relationship with Panthers GM Dan Morgan to a blockbuster deal that Sam Burns can be ruled out. The final numbers on the Chiefs deal with Chris Jones is 5 years, 158.75 million base, including 101 million in guarantees. He gets a 30 million in signing bonus, first 2 years guaranteed, and his 2026 base salary guarantees at 2025. 31.75 million a year average is the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. It's a good suit. Titans plan to be fairly aggressive in free agency with the cornerbacks such as Awuzie and CJ Gardner-Johnson on their radar. There is nothing starting gig for Justin Fields out there right now. The Bears QB Justin Fields has been at the center of numerous trade rumors this all season, but now it looks like the market is cooling down after a report that NFL teams are comparing him to Drew Lock and Sam Darnold. That's terrible. He's not that. Now, Bengals franchise wide receiver T. Higgins has requested a trade. Per sources, Higgins loves Cincinnati and hoped to be with the team long-term, but is disappointed that the team has not had any talks about a long-term contract extension since March 2023. He's ready to move on to a new team. That is a big move. I would wish the Cowboys could pick him up since we let go Michael Gallup. That would be big. The Jets and kicker Greg Zuerlein has reached an agreement on a 2-year deal for $8.4 million per me and Tom Pizarro, a nice pay raise for the kicker. He deserves it. He kicked really well for the Jets last year. The Raiders have been attempting to re-sign Josh Jacobs, but this late in the game, he appears to be headed open market as noon. Saquon Barkley and Jacobs could go off the board fairly early, and that's what they did. But there has been an extension. Ain't going anywhere. We have agreed terms with Landon Dickerson on a 4-year contract extension, so he stays with the Eagles. Kirk Cousins will hit free agency and begin his move to another team. Like we said, Michael Pittman Jr. is staying with the Colts on a 3-year, $70 million deal with $46 million guaranteed. Bears are expected to make a major push to land Eagles free agent running back DeAndre Swift, and that's exactly what they did. DeAndre Swift, like I said, the Bears are expected to sign former Eagles star running back DeAndre Swift and their new starting running back per me and Mike Ruffalo. He gets a 3-year, $24 million deal, which is roughly $8 million a year. The Eagles and Texans expect to have strong interest in signing running back Saquon Barkley. Looks like the Eagles got there first. Safety Xavier McKinney is a top target for the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants would like to keep him, but now he has gone to the Green Bay Packers. Former Texans pass rusher Jonathan Greenard is signing for a 4-year, $76 million deal that includes $42 million guaranteed with the Vikings per his agents Drew Reshaws and Robert Bailey. The Vikings are signing Texan star edge Jonathan Greenard per me. Breaking news. Free agent running back Tony Pollard plans to sign with the Titans and has done so for a $24 million contract worth 3 years. A lot of emotions. David Bacchiari, thank you for the last 11 years. It's been hell of a run. I've always wanted to raise a Lombardi trophy on the Lombardi Avenue, but I will never complain. I gave it my all. I always give it my best, no matter the circumstances. So Bakhtiari is on to another team. Starting Aaron Rodgers has been released by the Green Bay Packers. Maybe the Jets will pick him up. They need to shore up that offensive line for him. Things are interesting. Rumble says the Eagles are willing to go to north of $12 million annually for Saquon Barkley, higher than the Texans, which is believed to be near $11 million. The Jaguars are signing Bills wide receiver Gabe Davis to a 3-year deal. Ian Rappaport announced that the Jacksonville Jaguars are signing wide receiver Gabe Davis to a 3-year deal. He'll get $39 million with incentives that could Davis as high as $50 million. Splash, one of the top free agents of the market, like I said earlier, as all Dolphins star defensive tackle Christian Wilkins is headed to the Raiders, sources say. He gets a 4-year deal worth $110 million base value that includes $84.75 guaranteed. The Titans are expected to sign free agent center Lloyd Cushenberry Denver former center Lloyd Cushenberry, who is believed to have the position's best among free agents, is reportedly signing with the Tennessee Titans. On a 3-year deal worth $30 million for Tyler Biadasz to head to the Commanders, sources say. Dan Quinn is bringing a familiar face, sources say, to the Commanders, expected to sign former Cowboys center Tyler Biadasz. The Commanders could be shocking up on pass protection and ahead of the draft, where they'll likely take a QB. Dan Quinn is bringing a familiar face, like we said, Tyler Biadasz. News alert, the Rams have agreed to terms with guard Jonah Jackson on a 3-year, $51 million deal with $34 million guaranteed. Seahawks free agent tight end Kobe Parkinson intends to sign a 3-year, $22.5 million deal, including $15.5 million guaranteed with the Los Angeles Rams. Per sources, before playing at Stanford, Parkinson attended Oaks Christian School in Westlake Village in California. The Packers expected to sign Josh Jacobs, which they did. Some more news out of the Jets. Free agent defensive end Bryce Huff is signing a 3-year, $51.1 million deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. Once a free agent opens, per sources, the deal will make Huff the highest paid non-QB underdrafted free agent in history. That's ridiculous. The Commanders are signing former Cowboys edge rusher Dorrance Armstrong to a 3-year deal worth $45 million max value, sources said, another Dan Quinn favorite. Kickers news, the Jaguars are signing a former Broncos kicker Will Lutz. Sources say he gets a 3-year deal. Lutz was 30 of 34 last season and perhaps enjoying the extra boost kicking at Mile High. Now he'll join Trevor Lawrence and co. in Jacksonville. Excited for Kirk Cousins agreeing to a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. Breaking the NFL free agency was posted by his agent Mike McCarthy on X. Mike McCarty. The Falcons are entering a new era with coach Raheem Morris and now have their QB to go along with him. Their offense, of a sudden, looks pretty stacked with Cousins under center, Bijan Robinson at running back, Drake London at wide receiver, and Kyle Pitts at tight end. That's a young, talented team that's going to be good. Adam Schefter has reported, and we heard about earlier, that former Giants running back Saquon Barkley reached an agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $37.75 million contract that could be worth up to $46.75 and includes $26 million guaranteed at signing, perhaps. Per sources, Barkley now beats the franchise tag number and has a maximum contract value. Former Packers guard John Raheem reached the agreement on a 3-year deal with the New York Giants for $30 million, including $17 million guaranteed at signing. The deal was confirmed by agents Drew Rosadas and Kyle Lincoln. It looks like after reaching an agreement today with free agent running back Josh Jacobs, the Packers informed running back Aaron Jones that he is being released. Per sources, Jones now will be a free agent. The running back position has been a hot commodity thus far, with Saquon Barkley signing with the Eagles, Tony Pollard to the Titans, and Josh Jacobs with the Packers. Where will Aaron Jones end up? Panthers are giving a former Dolphins guard Robert Hutt a 5-year, $100 million deal that includes $63 million guaranteed. That is ridiculous. Patriots informed wide receiver Devontae Parker that they are releasing him Wednesday and now has been given permission to talk to other teams per his agent Jimmy Gold. His best season in 2019 when he had 72 catches for 1,202 yards and 9 touchdowns. The move comes on the heels of the Patriots re-signing fellow wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a 3-year, $19.5 million contract worth up to $33 million. Texans signing Jeff Okua. The Texans are hoping they can maximize Jeff Okua's potential. The former number 3 overall pick is signing with the Texans on a 1-year contract, according to multiple reports. Okua, the 25-year-old quarterback originally drafted by the Lions and traded to the Falcons last year, is getting $4.75 million with $2.5 million guaranteed. Xavier McKinnon bolts Giants for the Packers' first win. The Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinnon. The Giants have lost another key player in the NFL free agency on Monday. On safety, Xavier McKinnon was signing the Packers on a 4-year, $68 million contract, according to multiple reports. McKinnon will get $25 million in the first year per NFL Network. The Giants signing Devin Singletary after letting go of Saquon Barkley. The Giants have a new running back after losing Saquon into the Eagles. Devin Singletary is joining the Big Blue on a 3-year, $16.5 million contract worth up to $19.5 million, according to ESPN. Singletary at 26 years old, had 898 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns last year with the Texans. his first in Houston after 4 years with the Bills. Texans signed Denico Autry. The Texans are adding edge rusher Denico Autry on a 2-year, $20 million contract, according to the NFL Network. Autry is 33, coming off a career year with the Titans, in which he recorded career best 11.5 sacks. He had 28.5 sacks over the 3 seasons with the Titans. Autry played 4 seasons with the Raiders, began his career, and 3 seasons with the Colts. I'm told the Commanders and the Raiders have made preliminary inquiries on running back Austin Eckler. The 20-year-old and 628 yards rushing, 436 yards receiving, and 6 total touchdowns last season with the Chargers down from the gaudy numbers he put up in 2021 and 2022, but still an elite talent. He's going to the Commanders. Bengals signing Geno Stone. Geno Stone is staying in the AFC North after spending 4 years with the Ravens. The safety is signing with the Bengals, according to multiple reports. The 24-year-old is getting a 2-year, $15 million contract worth $6 million signing bonus per NFL Network, a 7th-round pick in 2020. Stone broke out with 7 interceptions during 2023 season in his first year, starting the majority of Baltimore games. Texans signed Mike Ford. The Texans continued their busy open to the NFL free agency and striking deal with the cornerback. Mike Ford, the 28-year-old, is getting a 2-year, $4.5 million contract from Houston. Ford appeared in 16 games for the Browns in 2023 and registered 28 tackles and 1 interception. He spent the first seasons of his career with the Lions, then played for the Broncos in 2021 and the Falcons in 2022. Gardner Minshew signing with the Raiders. Minshew Mania is heading to Vegas. The Raiders are signing quarterback Gardner Minshew to a 2-year, $25 million contract with $15 million guaranteed, according to NFL Network. The 27-year-old will compete with Aiden O'Connell for the starting job. Minshew earned a Pro Bowl nod in 2023, throwing for 3,305 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. He took over for the rookie Anthony Richardson, who suffered a season-ending shoulder surgery. 49ers and Leonard Floyd in crucial NFL free agency signings. 49ers have made the big move for the pass rush help. Leonard Floyd is signing a 2-year, $20 million contract. After they lost Armstead, they need that. San Francisco, according to NFL Network, the deal is $12 million guaranteed, 2024, and can reach total of $24 million. Floyd is 31, had 10.5 sacks with the Bills in 2023 after 3 years with the Rams, during which he had 29 sacks. Will Lutz posed about Face staying with the Broncos after Jaguars agreement. Cardinals signed Justin Jones. Jones, 27, getting $30.1 million with $19.75 million guaranteed. Jones spent the last 2 seasons with the Bears, recording 7.5 sacks and 22 tackles for loss across those 2 years while playing in all 34 games. Browns re-signed Zadarius Smith. The Browns are keeping veteran pass rusher Zadarius Smith for multiple reports. Smith is getting a 2-year, $23.5 million contract. 31-year-old had 5.5 sacks for the Browns in 2023 after they acquired him from the Vikings in the trade. He had 10 sacks for the Minnesota in 2022 after missing and most of the 2021 season in Green Bay with a back injury. Smith spent his first 4 seasons with the Ravens before playing 3 seasons with the Packers. He had 60 career sacks and in 123 games. It's not bad. Cardinals continue to add defense with Mack Wilson signing. Defense has been the focus, and the Cardinals begin free agency. After striking with defensive tackle Justin Jones, Arizona reached a 3-year, $12.75 million contract agreement with linebacker Mack Wilson, according to NFL Network. Wilson is 26, spent the last 2 seasons with the Patriots, after playing the 3 seasons with the Browns. The Lions acquire Colton Davis from the Buccaneers in a trade. The Lions are acquiring cornerback Colton Davis in a 6th-round pick in 2024 and 2025 from the Buccaneers for a 2024 3rd-round pick. According to multiple reports, Davis is 27 and has played 6 seasons for the Buccaneers after they drafted him in the 2nd round in 2018. He was part of the Buccaneers Super Bowl winning squad 3 years ago, where he yet to play full screen. Davis has started 75 of the 76 games he appeared in and has 9 career interceptions. Giants trade for Brian Burns. Giants' biggest move of the opening day in the NFL free agency was a Semitic trade. Big Blue is acquiring star pass rusher Brian Burns to the Carolina Panthers, 2024 2nd-round pick, and a 2025 5th-rounder, according to multiple reports. So now we will move on to the last couple. Giants signed Jermier Edelmire to a 2-year deal. Giants are making an upgrade on their offensive line. Big Blue signing a veteran tackle, Jermier Edelmire, to a 2-year, $14 million contract. 6'4", 35-pound. Edelmire spent the past 3 seasons with the Raiders, playing under a view of Giants offensive line coach Carmen Brasila the past 2 years. Patriots keep Mike Uwiki, a key move. The Patriots are able to keep Mike Uwiki under wraps, according to a report, giving the offensive lineman 3-year worth $75 million. Contract includes $38 million guaranteed and a $22.5 million signing bonus. It's a big move there. Vikings, big monster trades. Bunch of guys going everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I don't even think we can keep up with this crap. Got a bunch of guys going everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, everywhere. Austin Eckler, 2-year deal with the Commanders. Kirk Cousins, 4-year deal, $180 million to the Falcons. Landon Dickerson, Michael Pittman Jr., Xavier, Gabe Davis, $39 million, 3 years to the Jaguars. We basically covered all the notable guys here. Now we're going to be moving on to men's college basketball, the AP Top 25 rankings. So let's get right into it. First up, here's the complete AP Top 25 poll. At number 1, you have Houston at 28-3, 15-3 in the Big 12. Number 2 is UConn, 28-3. They are 18-2 in the Big East. Number 3, Purdue. They are 28-3, 17-3 in the Big 10. North Carolina is number 4, 25-6, 17-3 in the ACC. Number 5, Tennessee is 24-7, 14-4 in the SEC. Arizona is number 6, 24-7, 15-5 in the Pac-12. Number 7 is Iowa State, 24-7, 13-5 in the Big 12. Number 8 is Creighton, 23-8, 14-6 in the Big East. My Kentucky Wildcats are now number 9 in the country at 23-8, 13-5 in the SEC. Number 10, Marquette is 23-8, 14-6 in the Big East. Number 11, Duke is 24-7, 15-5 in the ACC. Number 12, Auburn is 24-7, 13-5 in the SEC. Number 13, Illinois is 23-8, 14-6 in the Big 10. Number 14, Baylor is 22-9, 11-7 in the Big 12. North Carolina is number 15, 25-6, 13-5 in the SEC. Kansas is 16, 22-9, 10-8 in the Big 12. Number 17, Gonzaga, 24-6, 14-7 in the WCC. Utah State is 18th, 26-5, 14-4 in the MWC. Number 19, Alabama, 21-10, 13-5 in the SEC. Number 20, BYU, 22-9, 10-8 in the Big 12. St. Mary's, 24-7, they are ranked 21 in the nation. 24-7, 15-1 in the WCC. Washington State, ranked 22nd, 23-8, 14-6 in the Pac-12. Number 23, Nevada, 26-6, 13-5 in the MWC. Number 24, Dayton, 24-6, 14-4 in the A-10. Number 25, Texas Tech, 22-9, 11-7 in the Big 12. That is some monster numbers right there, ladies and gentlemen. Monster numbers. I personally really would not move the top 6. If I'm being honest, the top 4 is locked. 5 and 6 you could change if you wanted to. I probably would keep Tennessee. I would put Tennessee and Arizona. I would probably replace them with Creighton and Kentucky. But hey, I think Tennessee's good. The Kentucky Wildcats got the best of them, and we really beat them. So I still think that they deserve to be number 5. I like Arizona at 6. I like Creighton at 8. I like Kentucky. I like Creighton at 7. I like Kentucky at 8. I like Iowa State at 9. I'm going to take Duke at 10. Marquette at 11. I'm going to take Auburn at 12. I got Illinois at 13. I'm going to put South Carolina. I'm going to keep Baylor there. I'm going to put Kansas at 15. South Carolina at 16. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm going to put Gonzaga at 16. I'm going to put Kansas at 15, put Gonzaga at 16, South Carolina at 17. I got Alabama at 18. I'm going to take BYU at 19. I'm going to take Utah State at 20. I'm going to take St. Mary's at 21. I'm going to take Washington State at 22. I'm going to take Dayton at 23. I'm going to take Texas Tech at 24. And I'm going to take Nevada at 25. So that's really my little change that we have here in the men's college basketball world. There's the only difference for me. Now, despite not playing for over a week, Gonzaga Bulldogs moved into the AP Top 25 poll ahead of the semifinal game in 2024 WCC tournament, thanks to a few upsets around the country, including in-state battle just miles away from Spokane. Gonzaga's 24-6, 14-2 in the WCC, rose 2 spots to number 17 in the poll released Monday. It's the highest ranking since it was 13th on December 26th. A 70-57 win over St. Mary's in the regular season finale on March 3rd boosted the Zags up to 19th, and yet despite taking the floor since then, the rest of the top 25 teams were reshuffled during the last week before the major conference tournaments begin. About 75 miles south of Gonzaga's campus, Washington State dropped its rival game against Washington 74-68 on March 7th. The loss prevented the Cougars from clinching their first Pac-12 regular season title since 1941 and subsequently knocked them down 4 spots in the AP poll at number 22. Washington State will instead head into the Pac-12 tournament as the number 2 seed. In the SEC, Alabama continued to plummet in the rankings following its third loss in 4 games. The Crimson Tide fell 3 spots to number 19 after a 105-87 loss to the Florida in the regular season finale on Tuesday, just days after the 81-74 letdown to Tennessee at home. The skid dropped Alabama into a tie for the second place in the SEC table, though it still earned the triple bye as the number 3 seed thanks to the tiebreakers. Now, the top 3 in the AP top poll remained the same: Houston, UConn, Purdue, while North Carolina moved up 3 spots to take number 4 position following its win at Duke. Over the weekend, the Tar Heels looked to build off their ACC regular season title in the conference tournament with the hope of clinching the 4th and final number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, along with the number 5 Tennessee and number 6 Arizona. All 3 programs have multiple opportunities to do so as the top seed in their respective conference tournaments. St. Mary's also moved up 2 spots to the number 21. The Gales seek their 3rd straight WCC championship game against appearance on Monday when they take on number 4 seed Santa Clara in semifinal in Las Vegas. So that is pretty much it, guys, here on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zack Jackson. I hope you guys enjoyed my show. I will catch you guys on Wednesday to go over any more sports stories and any more sports news around the leagues. I hope you guys enjoyed my YouTube show on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zack Jackson. Don't forget, our quote of the day and of the week is Tommy Lasordo: "The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination." Remember that, folks. On that, guys, have a great rest of your Monday night, and I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day.